Hello, hi, welcome to London session. It's 14th July and it's a Tuesday. What do we have in the market today? Let's start with the dollar as usual. I hope everyone can hear me. Yesterday I got messages that my voice was not loud and people couldn't hear me properly. So if you can hear me, let me know. Let me know in the comment section, or if you're in the Discord, let me know that you can hear me properly so I can proceed. Loud and clear. Cool. Dear. Alright, cool. No worries. Let's begin with the dollar. Dollar. Okay. We are still in a consolidation. It's very tricky to trade this thing, right? 1 minute is going down, the other minute is going up. Yesterday I said I wanted price to come up here, right? I want price to come above this high, or even run Friday's high. Okay, it has to do one of these. It has to run this high or run this low. That will set the tone for this week. Let's get rid of this line. Okay, so it has to run Friday's high or Friday's low. Sorry, Friday's high or let me repeat again. It has to run Friday's high or Thursday's low, because Thursday's low is last week's low, okay, and Friday's high is still intact. So for us to get a good direction of where price needs to go, these are the extremes that we have right now, and this is in between them. So Friday's low is not a big deal. It did run it and then went up and ultimately came down. So we need it to run one of these for us to know exactly what it wants to do. I personally favor the downside because of this equal lows that is created yesterday. Alright, so I favor for price to run to the downside, which would lead for foreign currencies, the majors, to run up. So I'm watching closely. It looks like they want to, for now, it looks like they want to go up. Alright, so I'm watching yesterday's high. Okay, if we run this and we reject, okay, if we run Monday's high and reject, my eyes will come here as an objective, and then that will lead me to go on the pound, on the euro, on the dollar, the CAD, to go and look for the opposite. All right, so let's see which side of the market they run first. I prefer them going here, because if they do that, okay, if they go up here, that will lead everyone to believe that dollar is going up, and then I want them to reject and then run down to clear these equal lows and ultimately run this low, because like I said, I'm bearish because the momentum to the downside are bigger than the momentum to the upside, and when it's dropping, it drops quicker. So that's what I think, or that's my bias. Okay, so if they do run this high and reject, I'll look for reaction or rejection formation above here, and then I will look for a run down here, and that will lead me to go and buy euro and buy pound. Okay, so let's see which side they do run first. So I'll leave these lines on there. We are still overall in a big consolidation, so it's not the easiest to read, and do not try to pick which side it wants to go. Let it show you first. Right, so if they go up here, reject, straight away look down here, and that should lead you to go and buy euro. If they come down here first and reject and go up, that should lead you to go on euro and pound to sell them. All right, cool. So I'll leave this one for now. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Let's jump onto Aussie. Let's remove this. Okay, so last night I did talk about this in the short video that I did for the Signal group members, that if they did get, let's go in the 4 hour. If we do get right, if we do get a run here before this equal lows is run, then that would be a good sell. It's still in there, they've not run it, and they did run the high. They did run this high, right, and we still have this low intact, and this one came close and left equal lows. They've left another low in here. So what I want to see is price get up here and then sell it back down to clean this equal lows. Yeah, so that I still favor that, and they've left it intact. They didn't clean it, and they formed a swing low, which will lead price to go up. So that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, price to come up here, reject, and clean these equal lows. I think that'll be it. I don't like the way they're consolidating on the 4 hour. That's the only thing I like. I don't like anything on the daily, because the daily is not doing much. Okay, daily is not doing much. Even though we have a swing high formed here, I will favor to the downside, but if price drops like this, then that means that the dollar should go up. Okay, that means that the dollar should go up, or maybe this will just drop by itself based on weakness in the Aussie, and dollar can still do whatever it needs to do. That's why I don't like it. So this is the only thing I like in price right now. I run up here and I sell to clean these equal lows. That's it. And I think we have similar thing. Actually no, we don't have equal lows, but there is overall, I can see there is a 10 in price. Let's have a look. Okay, we need to take out this low first before we get a 10 in price. Right, we need to take out this low first. So we are still overall in a consolidation. We did take out this high, right, and that low is still intact. This couldn't break above, so we are still overall slightly bullish but sideways. Okay, it's bullish to sideways. Once we take out this low, then it will be bearish. I'll look for sells to come back down here. All right, so if we do break this low, I'll look for a retracement, and I'll be selling it to come back down somewhere in this consolidation. Somewhere back down in this consolidation, at least the 50% of the consolidation right there. Okay, I'm looking for a run back down to the 50%. So let's see if we're gonna break this low. Okay, once this low is broken, I'll look for retracement and then I'll sell it back down here. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we've got on the pound. Yeah, before I talk about the pound, let's have a look at this pair. Right, yesterday I was expecting on the 4-hour price to respect this level, okay, and then give me a run back down. But when price got there, it was too strong for me to consider that, so I mentioned on the 15 minutes, because it did create a short-term swing low right here, this low. So what I was suggesting, that if it wants to go down, then it needs to break this low, because that was the 4-hour level. So the best thing to do is to place a sell stop, okay, and then sell with the momentum going down, right? But that didn't happen, and it just continued going up, which is good. You always want to make sure you're not selling or buying when price is doing this crazy move. Okay, when it's rallying like this, you want to make sure you kind of have a action plan to not just sell it because it's coming to a level, but do have something to depend on, or a confirmation type to see, okay, price has got here, I want to wait, and then I'll sell it. Okay, this is going up, I think, and from the way price is going, I think it wants to come up here. Yeah, that's where I think it wants to get up to. Why? Because we left that open. Okay, anytime price leaves an up candle, it comes back and trades it. Because this was the last up candle before this move down, when this candle opened, I expected it to come up here before dropping, but they left that open. So now that we are not respecting anything and it's coming straight up, right, I think that's where price wants to go before any continuation to the downside, and that will give us a right, that will give us that 6 perfectly lines up with a 618 fib level. So that will be a good area to anticipate some kind of selling, right? So I'll anticipate some kind of selling here. I'm gonna delete it and leave that one there. Okay, that's where I'll be anticipating some measure of bearishness to come in. All right, so don't look to sell this and don't buy it. If you want to buy it, I personally think it's too late. They run up too quickly. Okay, and I did give a tip yesterday about how the market is moving, where it runs up when the market opens, it runs up, and then for the rest of the week drops. Same thing here, market open for the week, it runs up, and then for the rest of the week drop. This week market opens and is running up again, right? So I'm suspicious about this rally. If they do run this high, run that tiny low high and reject, this will give us lots of room to the downside. Yeah, this will give us lots of room to the downside. I'll be targeting, see how clean this low is. Very, very clean low right there. Yeah, that's where I will be targeting once we get a rejection at that level. So if you're able to run up there, give me a rejection, I'll be selling short and I'll be targeting here. and that will translate for me to go on the pound pairs and to be looking for longs, especially pound Aussie and pound New Zealand and pound CAD. I'll be going over that as well, but let's see how we react when we get there. That would be very, very good. Okay, so let's wait for price to get up here and then give us the rejection, and once we get that rejection, we are in for a ride. Okay, so plan of action: wait for price to get up here, give you rejection, sell it, and then once you're selling it, now let's go back to pound. Okay, once that gives you that what I've outlined on that pair, let's push it up here. Alright, what I've outlined on that pair, once it gives you that, you jump on here and you look for a rejection to buy it. Okay, let's look on the daily and see where we could possibly be a buyer. Let's jump on the weekly. We do have a swing low in here, and we're currently trading at below. Let's drop down on the 4 hour. I don't like anything in here because everything has been traded, right? We traded this down candle, this was traded, so it's broken through easily. That has been traded. So for a move to the upside again, I think I'll jump on the daily and look for this range. Okay, so looking at this right now, I think it will support the dollar. It will support pushing dollar up. Okay, this will support pushing the dollar up. Looking at what these pairs are trying to do, okay, it does give the narrative to push dollar up a little bit. Okay, so I'll be looking for a run below this low. Right, so let me measure this high to that low. Yeah, okay, so I'll be looking at this area. Yeah, that area. Right, I'll be looking at that area because we did run a short-term high right in here. So we had a low, we had a low, we had a high, and we broke it, and it's now coming back for what? Retracement. So this retracement, I would like it to come down here, so that should lead us for the dollar to rally. Okay, for this one has got room to drop a little bit more into that level. However, I'm still watching the pound pair, sorry, the euro pound, to see its reaction, because it doesn't matter once that thing, okay, once that this one gives me a rejection and it starts dropping quickly to the downside, this thing will rally regardless. Okay, so I will mark out this middle of this candle for the first swing that I measured. Yeah, the middle of that candle falls right at 79%, so I will be watching there for a potential. I'm sorry, let's drop down to the hourly. Yeah, I like this level as well, okay, because it did clean this low. right? And we had a huge move to the upside. Okay, so I like this level. Personally, the last time this thing came down, that's the level I was watching, but it couldn't go further. So they could run this low, run that low, and lead everyone to think this thing is going down. They've left, okay, they've left last week's high intact. Yeah, they didn't break it, which is suspicious. And they've left that equal high right there. So I personally think, or if I do get that rejection up here, all right, this thing will give a reversal somewhere in here. But if we do break this, then my eyes will come down here as my secondary objective to look for rejection and a buy. Okay, so here I'll be looking for a rejection because of where this thing is right now. Okay, so if I do get that rejection, straight in, I'm buying this, and I'll be targeting this equal high. So this would be the sort of trade idea. Right, I'm not buying it as it's dropping straight away. No, I'll be waiting for a rejection. Okay, so once I get the rejection and price decides to give me a move to the upside, then I'll be interested in buying. So I'll be watching it on the 4-hour and see how price react. I want to see a 4-hour candle rejection. That will give me strong indication that the buyers wants to step in on this time frame. Okay, so have this level noted down, the middle of that down candle, and targeting this equal high for the rest of the week. All right, same thing with this one. Wait for a rejection, and then we're targeting this equal lows. All right, so that'll be it for this too. On euro, we have a different story. Euro did clean out last week's high, right? We did clean out last week's high, and it's rejecting. We will be in a consolidation again, unfortunately, for the euro, because we've cleaned out a low here and we've cleaned out a high here. So we'll be stuck in this kind of range. In this range. That is the range that we currently have, and we'll be stuck in there. So be careful. So what you want to be doing is just give this divide it into 4, okay, and you want to be selling up here and buying down here. I did have a level yesterday that I wanted price to come here for a buy. It didn't get there. I also like this level in here. Look at it on the 4-hour. That would be the middle of that down candle, which is good. It's not, I'm not going to buy straight away. I'll look for reasons to be a buyer. So if price does drop down here and give me a rejection, okay, then I'll wait for retracement and I'll buy it. Okay, but I wouldn't expect it to run this high because we've already run this high. So probably a trade back up into here, and then I'll leave a piece on to see if it can climb up higher. I will not be expecting that. If it does happen, great, but I will not be expecting that because the dollar is still in its consolidation. All right, the dollar is still in its consolidation, so I'll not be looking for that. So price drops down here, I'll look for a rejection, a retracement, and then I'll be a buyer into this level, and I'll leave a piece on to see if price is gonna continue going up, because overall it is making high highs. So I'll consider this as a run on stop and then a continuation to the upside. that's why I'll leave a piece on to see how far it's gonna go up. So this pair is different from what the dollar is doing. So let's see if we can get that retracement down here. Okay, so what you need to do is have a delete this, delete that, delete that, have a line here, and then look for price to get down here and a rejection. Okay, again, I like this level because they did run the short-term low. Right, they did run this short-term low. Right, so that's a reasonable area to expect something to happen. So wait for price to get here. Let's drop down to the 15 minutes. Yeah, the hourly is okay. Yeah, wait for price to get here and see if we get that rejection. So for a trade idea, this is what you've been expecting. Again, do not buy it as it's dropping like this. Too scary. You don't want that. Wait for a rejection. Okay, and then once price rejects and it starts going up, it will give you very small time window for pullback, and then you can be a buyer into there above this high, and then leave a piece on to see if we're gonna continue going up. So that's this too. Okay, now back to the dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, we were expecting the continuation to the downside yesterday, and I mentioned that during the live session yesterday, signal service in New York, ideally in the morning. This was early hours in the morning, but during London, I was expecting price to give me a retracement to here and then a move to the downside, right? But that didn't happen, and it started selling off. So I gave them, those who were at the live session, if they want to sell it, they can sell it from where we were and then look for a first target here. But then I told them again that it's Monday, anything can happen, and the most time that people lose money, or most time that I personally lose a trade or I get it wrong, is Mondays. Yeah, and then it is this. Okay, and because if now come above this high, now my eyes go straight up to here. All right, let's go back to the daily and I'll show you why. So I'm looking at this last up candle, right? Because they did run this high. Because they did run this high, I'm not expecting this to continue going up. They've left equal lows in here. They did run this high. Okay, so I'm not expecting this to go up. Extend it. I don't want price to exceed this high. Yeah, it's not necessary for price to do that. So on the 4-hour, this is what I have. That level is what I'm watching. If price gets here, okay, and gives me a rejection, oh, I can sell, take my chances and sell straight as it's coming up there, something like this. Yeah, just price doesn't have to go above this high, so that's where I'll place my stop. So I can sell it straight as it's coming up, and then I'll target this equal lows. Okay, but I don't want to sell it straight as it's coming up. I want to see some form of a rejection. Okay, so price gets here, give me a rejection, and then I will sell it back down to clear this equal lows. Okay, so let's see if we can get this rejection up here. If we do, that'll be great, right? Because not only we have a huge move to the downside, but that also give I will expect the dollar to be weak as well. Therefore, the pound and the euro setup that I gave will also be valid. All right. So that's what I'll be looking for on this. Yeah, they've cleaned this high, so equal highs. Clean this equal highs. Now they've cleaned this high again. So anyone who is short, it has been killed. I don't think people are buying this right now. It doesn't look appealing to buy this because people will be scared. They don't know where it's going to turn around, and that's the condition we are in. So the action plan is wait for it to get up here and then look for a selling opportunity right there. Okay. Cardian, I think everyone in my group is short by now. If you're not short, then you didn't listen to my instructions. Okay. I gave these ones out yesterday that we should look for what? Because price was going up. If you watched yesterday's session, if anyone was around, I said do not love this rally because it's not a good rally. It's a fake one, right? It's a fake rally. So what you need to do is wait for the rejection, and we did get that rejection, and I did outline. I think I still have them. Yeah, I still have them here. So I'm gonna go onto the CAD, and I said if price close below on the 4-hour here, you have this line, that line, and that line for your entry. So you're gonna take one of them. You have to choose which one you want, and then you sell short. So if everyone did listen, okay, then you should be in this already. And I love this one. Yeah, I love this one because there is this low, that low, and that low waiting to be taken. All right, so let's jump back onto this. So if you are short, just let it run. Okay, we're gonna take something off here, and we're gonna take something off there, and we're gonna take something off here as well. Okay, so let's see if we can get that. And like I mentioned, I went over, I think during the session with the New York session with the Signal Group, I did go back in time. Sorry. I did go back in time to give them reasons why we are expecting this drop. Right? I think I've posted that video in the free group as well. I gave the reasons why we should expect this moves to the downside, because the high that is formed mid-July, okay, leads for a decline in the yen pairs. So let's see if you're gonna get that. All right. On this one, that is a beautiful trade. Yeah, I didn't take it, but it was a beautiful trade. I think it was Friday. Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, Friday. I was looking for this to happen, but I didn't participate. Shame. Could have been a nice trade. Okay, however, that's not the point right now. Cancel it. Let's remove everything. Let's drop down to the daily. Yeah. This is pushing up because of the dollar strength this morning. Okay, it should be weak and we should be expecting lower prices, but dollar is pushing up today. It did give a rejection yesterday, pushing up today, so that is leading this pair to push up a little bit. Overall, think I'll be expecting same thing. I'm not expecting this to go to the moon. Doesn't need to do that. I'm expecting price to come above this high, like I mentioned yesterday, above this high, and then I'll start looking for signs of rejection. Why? Because we are making this on this time frame, so that's what I'm expecting. Okay, so let's say if we get a run above this high into, to be specific, here, to be specific, that's the level I'm personally watching. Okay, I want to see price get up here. I want to see price get up here, give me a rejection, sell short, and then write it down for these equal lows. Okay, so it hasn't changed. Just keep an eye on that. So what you're gonna do is have a line right there, and then wait for price to get up here and wait for a rejection, and then with that rejection you look for price to sell off, just like the yen pairs. The other ones are selling off this morning. Okay, some to Aussie and beautiful one. Is gonna offer another opportunity to sell short right in here. I didn't quite get to the level I expected it to, but that's fine, doesn't need to. Okay, let's delete this alert. Yeah, it's giving another strong rejection. So what I'll do is I'll do the same thing like I did up there, and then I'll be looking for a short. Once this candle closes, we've got an hour and 18 minutes for this to close. Once that closes, I will be looking for a retracement back up in there, and I'll be selling short. Right, I will love this entry. Yeah, if you did sell short, let it run, you can look for another entry here, targeting these equal lows. Yeah, you have that low and that low relatively equal. We've been this I think last month I did give reasons why when price does this and we start looking for price to whether trade up or down, it will trade right through them, because this is like it doesn't exist, so it's gonna drop quickly. Okay, so this is just noise, right? So price is gonna drop quickly. So I'm looking at here for by end of July we should be sitting down there. I'll take something off in here and I'll take something off here as well. We could get a bounce somewhere in there. Okay, so have this level, this one particularly, there will be a bounce and then it will come back down again. Okay, so price gets here, I expect it to bounce up here probably, and then another move to the downside, something like this. So overall, this is what I'm expecting. All right, that's what I'm expecting. So let's see if we're gonna get that. Let this candle close first. Okay, let it close with the momentum, bearishness momentum, and once we do get that closure, okay, you can look for entry. All right, let's jump onto this. Is anyone long on this? No, and I am personally not long, but you did get that yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon to look for a long to the 50%. Okay, look for a long to the 50% after the closure above this high. Yeah, after the closure above this high, we look for a long to that 50%. Let's see on the 4 hour if we did give. Yeah, could have taken an entry in here somewhere. Yeah, it's a bit advanced, but could have taken an entry in here, something like this, right? But right now it's gone. Don't chase it. Yeah, we don't like chasing trades, so let it go. Use that, this, and the next pair. I'm gonna jump onto these ones. Use this, okay? Use this rally, which signifies weakness in New Zealand, okay, to take this one. Yeah, you're gonna use that pair because when this is going up, it signifies weakness for New Zealand, and use it to take this one. Yeah, yesterday I did give, I've jumped ahead, I'm gonna push it up. I gave this one as well as potential entry. Yeah, I gave this one as a potential entry. So I personally love this one. Why? Because of this. Okay, I love that one because of this, because that would be weakness for the New Zealand. And if you can see which one has dropped further up, with all the yen pairs dropping, which one has dropped further? This is dropped 38%, and then followed by the CAD. Okay, so that's why I like this one, because this pair is rallying. So as long as this is rallying, this is gonna drop further. All right, let's jump on to the next one. I'm gonna bring New Zealand yen up here because I've just talked about it. We are looking for further movement to the downside. This was a beautiful trend. This was a beautiful trend. Not that great of a trend line, but you can see what I mean. Yeah, it went up beautifully. Okay, so now that we've broken to go down, we've made, for those of you who don't understand market structure, okay, we made a low, we made a high, we made a lower low, okay, and this failed to make a high, and now we've broken this low. So this is like the market has broken twice. All right, it's showing big signs of bearishness because it couldn't, once the lower low was made, if we did make a high, then it would be problematic to go down, but it couldn't make a high. It made a double top and we've broken down. This is a sign of bearishness. right? So again, lots of room to the downside. My first target where I'll be looking for price to get to will be here, right? Even though we do have that level sitting there, it'll give us a short-term bounce, right? But because this is like a swing trade idea where we're looking for price to come all the way down here, I wouldn't consider this for now. Even if it gives me a bounce, that's fine, because this is a swing trade idea. Yeah, we are coming down in this area, so we are holding this trade for a bit, at least till end of this month, and probably going into June. Going into August. Okay, but we are not going to take this one position and then expect it to drop all the way down. No, we will take some profits along the way. It's gonna bounce. It's gonna give a retrace, and then with those retrace, we will sell again. All right. So that's what I'm looking for currently. We should expect some bounce in here probably today, or if not, it's just gonna just slide through it. Okay. Euro Aussie. I've got 10 minutes and I've got 6 pairs. Let's be quick. Come on, we can do this. I don't want to go over like I did yesterday. Okay, yesterday I did mention during the live session New York that I would love to buy this if I was trading the way I used to trade back in the days. Okay, I would have bought this right here. Yeah, why? Because we were sitting at a good level. I think let's go to this one. Yeah, let's jump back on. We were sitting at a good level. Okay, we were sitting at below the what is deemed as cheap. Okay, below the lower portion of this range. Okay, the lower portion of this range, right? The lower portion of this range, and we did give a bounce, and we're trading at that rejection candle that I look for. So that's why I would have bought it, but it's just flown away. So the next target should we should be looking for buys, right? This is, if you look all this mess, okay, this is the first time we've got a very clean push to the upside without wicks. Okay, if you look from June, yeah, apart from this rally, we've not had any clean push to the upside apart from this. This is indicating that someone has stepped in the market with a bit of money. Yeah, someone has stepped in the market with a bit of money, and I personally don't think they were able to buy everything that they wanted to buy. So it will come back for a retracement, and if we do, we'll be ready for it. So let's see. Let's use this line. Right there, like I expected. Right here, if they do drop back down, because this went up too quick, if they do drop back down in here, I'll be interested in a buy. Okay, if they do drop down here, I'll be interested in a buy, but I'll not buy as it's dropping. I'll wait for weak rejections, and then I'll be interested in a buy to go and take out this high. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking for on this pair. They've given me a good push, so once they come back down here, I'll be interested in a buy. It's quickly jump on euro yen. With euro yen, it's not as pretty as the other one looks like. On the 4 hour, this 4 hour candle is far away. It's not like this one. Okay, the reason why, again, this is the way it is because of this. This is pushing up, giving euro strength, so it's not gonna let this one fall easily. It's not gonna let this one fall easily. But as soon as we get to that level, okay, and we start rejecting, I will be all over this one. Yeah, right now I can even take my chances. As we are, I can even take my chances like this. Okay, looking for a short up there. Yeah, I can take my chances like this, but I'll rather wait for this pair to get to where it needs to get to. Alright, once this pair gets to where it needs to get to, then I'll be looking for a sell. Okay, I'll be looking for a sell. So let's see if once that pair gets to where it is, this would have given us something to sell it, because I like these equal lows that they've left. Very neat equal lows. Yeah, and boy, this did rally Monday. So Monday, boom. Rest of the week sideways, and then Friday send it down. Monday, boom. So again, we're looking for same thing, price just to come back down here for the rest of the week. So let's see where we find entry. Alright, for now, just leave it alone. Euro New Zealand. Okay. I did talk about this one as well. Being at an area where we could see a buy, because we are trading at a high time frame level. Yeah, we are trading at a high time frame level, and we've now seen real move to the upside since June, early June. This is not going to continue going up yet. I think it's going to retrace, so we will be buying the retracement. Yeah, let me leave that line there. I'll be looking for a retracement back to this level. On the 4 hour, it looks like this. I'll be expecting a retracement, and then with that retracement, we can look for a buy. And this has run out too quick. Once we get weakness in euro, yeah, this is gonna drop back down again. Okay, we will get weakness in euro. This is gonna drop back down again. By the time it gets down here, we will get weakness in New Zealand again, and then we will buy it. Okay, so just leave this alone. We are still waiting for this. That's the level we want to be a buyer. Right, I did mention if you wanted to go short, you can go short yesterday, today, but I don't like counter trend, so I'll wait for it to get down here and I'll be a buyer. So let's still wait for that level, because I think by the time this thing gets up to where it is, this will be down here and it will offer us a buy. Okay, same thing with that one. We are waiting for that level, so do not rush to get into any trade now yet. Okay, let's wait for that retracement. Pan CAD, if you were with me yesterday, you should be short. I'm joking. You could have shorted up here yesterday. Yeah, right in there, and then be expecting price to come here. So that's where I'm expecting price to drop to, and then I'll look for a rejection and another push to the upside. All right, so let's wait for this level, and once we get here, we look for reasons to be a buyer. Pound yen, yeah, last night or yesterday I was watching this level because it did take out this low and then pushed higher, so I was expecting it to give some short-term move up here and then I'll sell it back down, but it looks like it didn't. Now if we do break down, okay, it's just like that one I outlined in New Zealand yen. Okay, we have a low, we were making highs, and we made a low, and we made a lower low. Okay, I was considering this as a run on stop for a continuation to the upside. However, we made a lower high and now we've broken this low, so this means that there is what, bearishness, and we are in a bearish mood or a bullish mood for the yen pairs. So if we do get that, then this pair is just gonna erode to the downside, but because of the strength in pound, it might not drop as much as the other ones. Okay, it might not drop like the other ones, so I'll say focus on the ones that I've given. You can go short, there's nothing wrong, it's just that this might fake you out a little bit, because if you do get strength in pound, this will fake you out. Okay, so don't worry too much about this pair. Even though it's gonna drop, don't worry too much, because the strength in pound will come in and then make this disorganized. Okay, and you get yourself confused, because we might drop down here or even where we are now and then push back in. Okay, so don't worry yourself about this. However, if you do see with my signal group, okay, if you do see that sign of weakness, yeah, if you see that sign of weakness, which you do have one here, right, what you can do for now that we are still bearish is wait for candle to close, retracement, and then you choose which level to sell short, whether you want to sell short here or there, like this, and then you look for your 3-2-1, right, minimum 3-2-1. I'll be expecting to run this low. Yeah, and I like this level rather. Yeah, I like that level. So wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Yeah, wait for the 4-hour candle to close as it is, and then look for that retracement. Okay, and I'll be looking for a run down into this area. Last two and I'm done. New Zealand CAD. Yep, we did manage to close below this up candle, and it's giving us a retracement. So you can see that thing that we look for on the 4-hour, we do have the same thing in here, but it's a daily time frames, it's too big, right? But we did get the closure retracement and it's now falling off. So I'll be looking for the same thing on the 4-hour right here. So let's see if we close as we are on the 4-hour. I would like it to go down a little bit more, not as it is, but if we do go down a little bit more, then I will be looking for a short around this candle. Okay, I expected it to come up here because I like this swing high, but it didn't do that. So let this one close and then look for an entry. Right, look for an entry like this. Okay, and we have Let's drop onto the 4 hour and see. I think this is due for a correction. We were making what? Low, high, low, high, low. We failed to make a high. Now we've broken. So the momentum has shifted to the downside. Alright, so expect price to continue dropping until we change direction to the upside on this time frame. We will remain sellers for now. Alright, so let this 4 hour candle close, let it give you a retracement, and then it sells short. This pair, just leave it alone. Okay, there are 2 pairs that are strong, so just leave this one alone. Even though I like what it's doing right now for it to go up into the middle of this, but because these 2 pairs are strong, okay, I will leave it alone for now. Yeah, I'll leave it alone for now. I'm gonna bring in 2 pairs that I want to talk about. NZD, AUD, this one, right? I took them out because I don't like them. I don't like trading them when they are doing this, but the condition or the time that we are in right now, I like them now, not during this consolidation, but I like them now. So if we do get a retracement back up into there, sell short. Okay, I was expecting it to come up here last night when I was watching it, but it didn't do that. Okay, so if you do get it here, you sell short. Same thing with Aussie. So it's, I mean, this is a mess, so we should just slide through it. And I like these nice equal lows that we have. So again, wait for this candle to close. Right, if it stops you out, no problem, do it up here. And it gives you more room to the downside. Yeah, so if you sell short here and it stops you out, no problem, do it on the upside and sell it down. So like that. Alright, okay, so I think I've gone over just 7 minutes today. Oh dear. If you do have anything you want me to look at, just send it quickly so I will look at it for you. If not, then I will be heading out. So you have 1 minute to send what pair you want me to look for you, and then we'll finish the session off. Let's bring in GBPCHF. Yeah, it's not giving any clear any good entries. No, all of them has been just dynamic to the downside. Euro Swiss, let's see Euro Swiss. Interesting. I haven't been on this for a while, but look at that. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one alone because it's still bullish. Right, it's still bullish, so I'm gonna leave this one alone. Take this one off. I think this one has run too quickly. You're not gonna get focus on this. This might give you an entry. Yeah, this might give you an entry. The reason why this hasn't dropped as much as the other ones is because of this. Okay, so once we get up here, weakness will come in Aussie, and then the Aussie pairs will start dropping like crazy as well, like the Aussie yen, the Aussie Swiss. Those will also now drop. Right? Okay, cool. I don't think there was any suggestion, so I'm just gonna head out, and then I'll catch you guys from the signal group maybe during New York. Depends on what happens on the pairs that I trade, because I want to take some trades today. All right, so thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, same time. Take care.